Oh, hey, it's a Friday. What we got a black square. It's I'm Pinder, there's Rhett. Where's black square? Oh, you're muted, Rhett.
Lights are out at Dean's house?
He usually comes to the studio. He's not in his chair. We got an empty chair here. He might be at home, but his lights are off. As Dean would say, there's no fat boy here today. Oh.
He looks better like this.
That one post-game show was rough. I don't know about the others, but the one, I was like, oof.
I feel rough.
How are you? You were a little grumpy yesterday. You had a big fiesta last night. I can only imagine how you're feeling.
I was a quart low yesterday and a little edgy, and today I just feel like crap. I'm hurting. I'm very much hurting. Okay. What are they? Are they
still repping the Bills though, right?
Yeah. Is it Manhattans? Is that the drink or?
Yeah,
old fashioned. I was drinking. I think it was one or the other. Old fashions or Manhattans. I don't know which is which.
The one with the big ice cube in a rocks glass is an old fashioned. The one in a martini glass, and I think it's pink. That's a Manhattan.
No. I was with the big rocks glass or whatever. It was a
huge ice cube. Sometimes
old fashioned and just straight booze, right? Yeah.
Those will catch up. You have a few of those.
Well, that's what happened, right? I thought that they were just normal drinks, and all of a sudden, after 8, I'm like, "Whoa, big guy, take it easy."
The pours in the U.S. are not the same as Canada. We're a rather regulated country on earth, and it takes leaving this country to realize that things are we're very careful, and we're worried about everyone's safety. We want to protect everyone, right? So here you have to measure your shots, and there's a certain amount you can put in. And there the bartender goes like this and talks about the weather and tells you his favorite football team. And I went to college here. And then, I guess I'm done now. Like, there's a difference, isn't there?
So I love it at the Bills games. I go up, and you can only get 2 drinks because they don't want people per person, right? So I say, okay, I'll get a double vodka and a beer. And they're like, well, that technically is 3 drinks. So how about just a single vodka and a beer? And then they do that where it's like, if I had a double of what you just poured, it's just vodka. It's a 7-ounce drink.
We were in Boston, Coke for color.
We were in Boston for the first Bills game, season opener, and we were at a Bills backer bar with my kids' hockey team, and we were celebrating.
That'd be contentious, by the way.
Yeah, I think I talked
Bills
about this.
Backer bar in Patriot country. Oof.
They're everywhere. Everywhere.
Okay. Sorry, I interrupted. Keep going.
That's okay. And so we're going to do a shot of Crown because that's a thing that people do in Buffalo is Crown Royal shots. Not sure why or how this became a thing, but it is. So they ordered a shot of Crown, and honest to God, it was, well, hang on.
Oh, I think he's got the shot glass potentially.
It's not a shot glass, but it was at least this big. Like it was.
Oh dear.
It was about a 4-ounce shot.
Oh.
And it was like, what am I supposed to do with this?
That can ruin your day. That can ruin your day. Because you can have 4 drinks and it can spread out over an hour or 2 and you can deal with that. But 4 shots into the gullet, just like that, something hits you quick. You can feel the body warm, I'm guessing, very soon after.
Hits you hard.
Yeah, I've got something for you.
So. What?
We're going to talk some Bills. We've got a couple sneaky guests that will appear on the show today. We got a lot to get to. We got tickets given away. We got more tickets to give away because it's Johnny Cheese Pizza Night coming up on Monday. We're off to Jasper in a week, getting jacked up about that. And we're live, obviously, at the Tower Studios. Tower Chrysler, Dodge, Ram. You see the nation's truck, take a photo, throw the hashtag out, put it on socials. We'll give you a little love on the show. How's that sound? Speaking of Tower, I've been concerned about Surge because I'm not getting enough information. And as over-managing and really wanting to be the GM and annoying everyone about this pond hockey tournament we're going to in Jasper, I don't know that I've got a good scouting report on Surge, but I'm continuing to get more and more data. We know he has new gear. We didn't know if he could skate. We saw him doing some bad push-ups the other night on the rink. We've got more visuals from Surge from Tower regarding the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament. Sound up. Let's go. Get more visuals. Get the visuals?
It's coming. It'll happen. I think.
Alex, do we have Surge on the rink or not? If we don't, we'll just move right along and we'll play it later. Here it is.
Oh, he's got the big shovel out.
Sound up. What is it?
Where's the shoveler when you need it?
Says, where's the shoveler? That's what he says as he goes by. There's on the ODR.
Shoveler couldn't handle that big
helmet.
Shovel, Surge.
That's a big one. I think we had to squish him wide to fill the screen. It's a big one. I don't know if it's that big, but he's moving pretty good there. My concerns about his ability to skate have been quelled a little bit. They've calmed down. So
I hope he does. I hope he turns out all right, because he's not going to like the wrath that you release on him if he's no good. So
I'm going to be supportive. I wanted to know if he knew how to skate. He does know how to skate. Phew, because I've had a look at Mandeep. I know where we're getting there. I have no idea what have you ever seen Boomer skate? Have you ever seen Boom on blades?
No, I don't want. I can't imagine he can. Honest to God, he does not look like the.
But then
how
he talks about
his,
like 20
how
years
does he get his
ago,
hoof into the boot?
Finland.
How does he get his big hoof into the boot? There's no way.
He's just got a ski boot with a butcher's knife on the bottom.
He will be.
I don't know.
Terrible. He would be. You know what? For his own safety and everyone else's, probably best if he leaves the wheels off and just coaches.
Coach, get him on a nice leather jacket.
Yeah, in all honesty, he'd be better at it. Because he's going to get hurt. He's going to take someone else out. He's going to be ineffective. It's not going to be good.
Princey's getting fired up. He's already talking about who he's going to cross-check first on Oilers Nation. There's a lot of personalities I have to manage here as fake GM, Rhett. I don't know that you understand how much work's going into this.
How many fellas are on the squad?
We got 7. We counted today 7. Or were we 6 and we wanted Frank to be our 7? I think that's what it was. So we got myself, Boomer, who I think is going to be one shift and then coach. Surge, feel better vibes on Surge. Mandeep, Princey, myself.
It wouldn't hurt you to have, reach out to the women's Olympic team or something and get some ladies out there, because they would actually give you a good effort. Whereas Boom was going to be.
That's a phenomenal idea. Quick anecdote for you. It was out at one of the ODRs here a month ago, and there was a gal on the ice wearing a BU jersey. And we're like, oh, yeah, bet you that's a real good player. And we were playing 3-on-3, and it was like, a lot of guys that played junior B and like nothing great, but guys that can play. And it was like everyone by the end was enchanted. Like, do you see the handles? Like, completely nutmegged me through the leg. Like, just everyone was, holy crap. That's who I need to recruit. She played on the U18 team. It's like, hey, let's go. I mean, that was years ago. She's probably late 20s, but like when you are on the ODR with a chick that hauls ass on the ice, it's a swoon, Rhett. It's swoon.
It is. You better try and get her signed up.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to. Yeah, but got nothing. A little late. It's next week. Speaking of next week, you can still get up to Jasper. You don't need to play in the tournament. We got our schedule today. That email came out from the Wolverine. But you could go up skiing, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, ice skating, dog sledding, sleigh rides, wildlife tour by train, ice climbing.
Do they send a medic if I go cross country skiing? Can they send a medic behind me?
What are those things where you rub them together? It's a clear. That's the Mikeys, I think they call them. They got them in all the arenas.
Defib.
The defib. We need one of those on a dog sled nearby. That's intense cardio. I feel like the end would be near for many of us if we cross country's not messing around. That's some serious cardio. For more information, go to jasper.travel. It's Canada's cabin capital, and it's gorgeous out there in the winter. We'll be up there next weekend. Very excited to be up. I've been since high school for the Pond Hockey tournament, and then to check out all the other amazing things going on in Jasper, and you can find out more on their website. We need an update on your ticket situation. You want to go to Bills Bengals this weekend. It is the Sunday 1 p.m. Calgary time, 11 Bills time kickoff. Sunday's a few days away now. We're watching secondary prices. What is the update for Rhett regarding Bills game Sunday?
Oddly enough, the phone here. Looking at tickets. Did you guys get any yet? We've got 4 in section 238. So we've been approached by another couple, the shoveler and myself.
This is great news.
And then, well, then I text the shoveler. I said, we got to pay for them. And I said, how much do we want to spend on these things? And the shoveler responded with, the least amount possible for seats that are covered and heated. Okay.
so these people have that caliber of seat, right? This is the area you want to be in.
Yeah.
And are they going to scalp them to you or offer you them?
No. They know someone that, and we were talking about going together, so we would purchase them as and go.
Right. So it sounds like you're in the secondary market there, which is what it is.
And Mr. Pagula didn't offer me any last night when I saw him. So
how is Mr. Pagula?
Look great.
I know you guys go way back.
Yes, I avoided him.
Did you manage to? You insult him or compliment him or just none of the above?
I saw him and I was actually going to go up and reiterate my apology, but I was so inebriated. I'm like, I'm only going to make it worse. You're too drunk. Do it sober when you can actually make sense and not sound like an ass.
Why does that give me so much deja vu? I'm like, I really wish I could make things right, but I'm so drunk right now. I should probably just let sleeping dogs lie. Damn it.
Now
why do you do
not
this again?
the time.
Princey, do you want to get our boy a link there? Thank you. So we talked about Jasper. We've talked about your Sunday. It sounds like you're in. I want to grant you a wish, Rhett, like genie in a bottle stuff. If you could have Greg from Bonton with a store in Buffalo, give me your top shelf, one of a kind, divisional weekend tailgate at Orchard Park this weekend.
So go and purchase my stuff from Bonton and take it tailgating?
You might even, I'm allowing you to dream. You get the genie's granting you wishes. So maybe one of your wishes is like Greg could actually be there with a smoker or barbecue, whatever you need. You might even be granted
pork.
Time to. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I would take the beef ribs from Bonton, those things, and brag them up all around the Highmark Stadium. Like I would be king of swing if I had that. I had smash burgers earlier this year at a tailgate. Phenomenal. So I would need we got to make some nice, simple smash burgers with grilled onions. You're in Buffalo, but I don't want to do wings. Wings are too hard at a tailgate.
Well, and they're everywhere, right? Like if hey, I got wings. Cool. We're in Buffalo. Everyone has wings, right?
To me, that would be it. That would be, I would do the beef ribs, smash burgers, and the potato salad. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah, it has to be.
But can you imagine? You walk up to a party at your tailgate and walk up to this party and there's that potato salad, a big bowl of that potato, and you taste it and you're like, holy shit. Like refill, let's go. So those would be my 3.
People don't generally yearn for potato salad or like, oh boy, I love potato salad. Like it's kind of just a thing. Yeah. But this Bonton potato salad is different. And I may or may not have had to thank station number 5, the fire hall here in town, for what may or may not have happened, community pillars and such, with a huge tray of potato salad that they said, I've heard about this. Now, I'm not much of I just did it. Just try it. And saw the fellows at the 3-on-3 tournament last weekend. Station 5 put a team in, and they were raving. They said, we had to have 2 bowls. We were not potato salad guys, and we could not stop. And it's life-changing stuff. It's the perfect amount of bacon. It's not just too much bacon. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's the thing about that potato salad is I don't need potato salad every day, but when that's out, I can't pass it up. Like it's a different type of potato salad. It's way different. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I would not ever dare try something anywhere else. It's just I've been ruined. There'll never be potato salad good. That's my move in potato salad. I don't do potato salad except for Bonton.
So now, and the other thing, I guess, since we're talking about this Bonton, I wouldn't mind some pulled pork because I love the pulled pork mixed with the potato salad at Bonton. Oh,
nice soft buns, eh?
I don't even use a bun. I just take a scoop of potato salad, scoop of pulled pork.
Okay. I mean, you're going to want to share. I don't know how that's going to go over in Buffalo if you just got a huge serving spoon, but yeah.
Don't care.
I believe we have a special guest on the line here. I don't know if his mouth is sweating or not, but he may or may not be listening, but I think we've got live from a huge sporting event. I think it's a rinkside reporter. Is that right, Alex? Do we have a rinkside reporter from someone? Is it Southern Alberta? I believe. Yeah, look at this. Live on location. There is Dean Boomer Mohlberg. Dean, what are you reporting on today?
It's a big day, fellas. It's a big day here in Calgary. It is the 73rd annual Golden Ringette Championship. Teams from far and wide. It's not the Buffalo Cup, but it's close. The excitement, you can, it's tangible. The tension you can cut with a knife. You can use all of that stuff. Yeah. It's really quite a start here.
Yeah. And apparently you're on chiseling duty. You got the score sheet today. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, not score sheet. I wish there'd be some extra apples in there, Yeah. But score clock, the timekeeper, which is, I hate that. You ever had to do that? It's stressful when you got to do the clock and then the dumb refs start calling penalties and then you got to take them off if there's a power play. It's a lot.
There's a lot of numbers there. I don't know that's
but you know what?
House, right?
It's not my thing at all. But so far, so good, fellas. 7 a.m. this morning up at the Don Hartman, pulled out a victory of some sort. I forget what the score was, but it was, everyone was very sleepy, very tired. They'll be better here. Game coming up in a few minutes. I was just gonna say we had breakfast at Denny's. A little moons over my hammy. They pumped about $80 into one of those machines with the claws to grab the things. They got some stuffed goat of some sort. So the goat it's an omen. It's karma. The championship is as good as ours. So the girls are really feeling it today.
Now, Dean doesn't have a lot of time. I believe it's 11 o'clock puck drop at Don Hartman. So really quickly, I wanted to have you here.
Well, I was going to say that the last game was right down to the wire. So flood's probably just starting to I've got a couple minutes. I got a couple minutes for you guys. And you're welcome.
Okay, so wanted to announce today our new partnership with the Grey Eagle Casino and Event Center. Super excited to be getting down with the Grey Eagle. Now, we've done some things with them in the past. We've all been to shows there, the incredible Event Center, the casino. And I looked, Anthrax is in this week. Are you an Anthrax guy, Dean?
You know what? You got to be in. If you're in for Anthrax, you got to be all in.
Get ready.
You don't just sort of like Anthrax. It's it's the real deal.
Didn't Anthrax team up with a rap group like Bring the Noise? What is that the same?
You could be right. It was honestly it was a little heavier than old little Dean could handle. I enjoyed Metallica and a little Judas Priest. Yeah, but the Anthrax, my buddy Kerry Emerson, who I think lives in Medicine Hat now. Emmer was a huge Anthrax guy. Long hair, tall, big headbanger. He loved Anthrax.
Did he have the vinyl?
I'll see him at the Grey Eagle on the 22nd. That's good.
He might be at the Grey
metal
Eagle.
and thrash. That's the description.
Yeah,
thrash.
Lots of, it's lots of face melters on the guitar.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. Get your tickets now at the Grey Eagle box office. Get some Anthrax in your life.
Rhett, you wanted to jump in there.
Well, I can remember some of their songs. They were awesome.
I was listening to Metallica this morning. They dropped they got a new album coming out, and the second single from the new album came out today. You guys might want to check it out. It's something about suicide. I forget what it's called, but it's Metallica. They have a sound all their own. You may not
also need to be all in.
They do,
right? Yeah,
you got to be all in if you want some Metallica.
So Grey Eagle going to be our home for upcoming events. We've got some sneaky things we're working on there. Some big games coming up on the calendar. The Flames hit the road. We're going to need somewhere to go, Dino, if we're going to, have some food, some bevies, watch the game, things like that. So stay tuned. You know about the world-class casino. The Event Center is one of the icons of, the music and arts, culture, comedy scene in Calgary. We're excited about this.
Very excited. Thanks to Sheldon and everybody. Sheldon Lachambre, great guy. Just a great guy. See his Sasker? I'm not sure. Anyway, good guy. And we're pumped to be a part of it. Well, yeah, he worked in Nashville for a little bit. He's a very talented guy. You know what? He knows a good thing when he sees it. So we're excited to be on board with the Greagle. We're pumped.
I love it.
And I know we were at the meeting. Let's get to a point where if we're doing an event, it's at the Grey Eagle Casino.
We need to say, just
we got rooms. Yeah. We got rooms. We got the event center. We got concerts. It's awesome. So we're pumped.
Last question for you from me, Dean, before we leave you to this hotly contested game at the tournament. How's the goaltending been?
Well, it was okay this morning. Again, a little sleepy. The goalie didn't want to get out of bed this morning. She was because it was a 7:00 start and we had about a half-hour drive, so it was an early rise today. She was a little cranky, but we started cranking some Taylor Swift in the Nation Jeep on the way up.
Right.
Some we got the Swifty on, and that got us going. So looking for a better performance, but solid in victory.
Hey, 1-0. Stop critiquing wins, you
1-0. That's right. This is something else. Retro. I wish you could have this kind of emotion, as a parent, when your kid's out on the ice and really feel it. Feel for you.
Try not to yell at the refs, Dean. Stay off the refs.
Well, I was going to come on and say, I got thrown out of the rink this morning just to see if it conjured any memories for you. Yeah, it was
I'm sure there's plenty of people getting booted lately because it's ESO as well. This going on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Minor hockey,
Start the clock. That's what I'll be getting because I'm doing this. Just start the clock, fat boy.
Okay. Have fun. Thanks for joining us. And Johnny Cheese Pizza game on Monday. We'll say goodbye to you. We'll tell you who our first ticket winners are. All right. Thanks, Dino. See ya.
Perfect. Awesome. See you, boys.
There he is. How about that? Fat boy, start the clock.
7 a.m. And there was Anthrax and Public Enemy joined up. Flava Flav, Bring the Noise. What a tune.
Bring the noise. That is a banger. You could still use that for a warm-up in an NHL game. Hell yeah.
100%. They should.
Tickets for Monday, by the way. We teased it there. We got multiple partners throwing out tickets for Johnny's return night. First off, Mandeep, our boy at BK Beaufort Liquor. We got a social media contest. Gave away the tickets this morning. Brandon Cubbett. You'll be Cubbitzing at the Flames and Blue Jackets on Monday. Congratulations. He's got the pair from BK Beaufort Liquor, one of our sponsors on Afterburner. Secondly, if you missed out, well, you didn't miss out. Mad Rose still has a pair of tickets for Monday night we're giving away. Mad Rose, our friends up in the Northwest, kind of by Village, kind of by Bonton. It's the old the vortex of the universe up there. We're overdue for a little drop-in with them, and we may have something up our sleeve for next week. They've got tickets for Monday. You know the drill. FlamesNation social media, Twitter and Instagram. We will post tickets courtesy of Mad Rose. Make sure you're following Mad Rose both on Twitter and on Instagram. Tag the friend you want to take, and our boy Princey's going to sift through. And as long as you haven't besmirched his good name on the interwebs, you're in the mix to win this thing, all right? And if you have, watch out. He'll slash you in the ankle.
Don't bother.
He'll find you.
Don't bother sending in your application because you ain't winning.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. If you've blocked him on Twitter, you're not eligible to win these tickets, okay?
Not going to work.
Don't be a jerk on the internet. It's funny. It is Johnny on Monday, and I suppose this is kind of like, we'll talk about it Monday, but all of the conversations online is just like, Johnny Snake, let's throw snakes on I'm going to throw a jersey. I think he's going to get cheered. He was a really good Flame. He earned the right to go to free agency. They dragged their feet a bit on an extension. Things change. He's gone. Get over it. They're in last place.
Ryan Miller had his jersey retired last night, and that made me think about Johnny, actually, because for sure, if he stays a Flame and signs the extension in Calgary, his jersey would have went up in those rafters.
No question. It's a conversation that Conroy had with us, when they're talking extension. You knew that when you said, I'm leaving, that was going. He was going to be a leader in, points, assists, games played for the franchise. That's incredible stuff. Yes. But hey, It's not for everyone all the time, and maybe it was for him at a different juncture.
I wonder what that's worth, though. Like, I mean, I was never in that. Like, I could have played my whole life for a team, and I wouldn't have got my jersey retired because it was no good. But for guys like that, like watching Miller get that, I mean,
yeah,
that's a forever thing.
Yeah,
right. Like.
And what it does is it cements you as an iconic personality in that city. And I don't know that there's going to be a statue of Johnny in Columbus and he's going to get paid X thousand dollars to sign his name on cards and be considered a fabric of the community when he's done there. He might, but you absolutely knew that would be the case if he stayed in Calgary. It's a conversation for Monday.
Yeah.
Where are we at with our boy Kevin Woodley of In Goal Magazine? Any update on that, Princey? We're working on it. All right. Kevin's going to try to join us. He's at Canucks Skate. He's our goalie guru that we've chatted with a bunch over the years. Want to get a little intel on Markstrom. Not many better on Markstrom, given that Kevin's based out of Vancouver, where Jacob plied his trade for the last half decade before he signed in Calgary. And I think there's probably some cause for concern in Markstrom's game. There's been signs that he's turned it around. It's not like the team in front of him has been flawless and he's been the weak link, but you haven't had him steal games at the rate that we saw last year. And I think he had 9 shutouts last year. So yeah, stating the obvious, right?
Yes. But I think they need that. Sorry, this team, they need him to steal some games or someone.
If it's Daryl Hockey, the formula includes a really good goalie, right? Like, look where he's had success and how it's happened. It's not with, we get Brian Boucher and then this guy from the minors.
Goaltender. And if they were, I mean, I don't know how far off his numbers are, but if he was 10% better, how many more points do the Flames have right now?
A lot.
5,
I mean, they've only played 1-goal games, it feels like.
Yeah.
So one more save a lot of nights might get you a win in regulation versus a trip to overtime. They've been dog shit in overtimes. And to be fair, he's been really good in the final 40. Some games where he hasn't been sharp early, but this team just isn't built to climb out of a lot of holes. And if they do, it's a lot of work. It's watching them fall down 3-0 to Colorado. It's like, man, some of those big saves, if they happen in the first, you wouldn't feel so deflated. You wouldn't see guys after goals,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
You might feel like you have a chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see if we can link up on that conversation with Kevin in the coming moments. Looks like we're ironing out some tech stuff. He's at the rink, and Vancouver's an absolute shit show right now. Bo Horvat maybe picked the best, certainly has picked the best time to have a career year. He's flirting with like a 50-goal pace. He's a captain. Everyone loves the guy, and they've given all the money to JT Miller. They don't want to pay him for the production he's had this year. They can't screw up trading him at the deadline, right? Like, this is too good of a player to not get a haul for.
Where's he going? I mean,
how good would Boston look with him?
Do they have the assets?
I mean, they have a first, so I feel like that's a starting point. Everyone has them. It's just how much of your future do you want to give away? And if you're the Bruins, why the hell not? You got Bergeron right now. I don't know that the Bruins are good in 4 years, but they're good now. It's a window.
Well, and they might lose some guys Seattle, too. Where, although they got to sign Pasternak too. So there's not a team out there that shouldn't want him, right? Like everyone should be like, we'll take Bo Horvat, please.
And one of the things he's done this year is tipping the puck and in tight on the net. That's something you always harp on. Like, Tkachuk has become one of those guys. Horvat this year, a huge percentage of his goals have come from tips, net front. And I feel like that's a part of the Flames game that I feel like could be better. It feels like when there is a rebound, there's not a guy there. And I don't know who you see in the lineup but it feels like they're missing that net front that Tkachuk provided last year, amongst other skills he had.
I think that's so overlooked. It's weird because all of us old bastards were talking. I went out with a bunch of guys that I played with in Buffalo last night, and we're all talking about how the game has changed and they teach kids to hang on to the puck way too long. And it's like, yeah, they got lots of skill, but they don't think the game as well. And another thing we talked about, no one goes to the front of the net and parks their ass and says, try to move me. I'm going to tip everything that comes by. Dino Seravalli, Dave Vanderchuk, Tim Kerr, guys that have hundreds of goals in the NHL. Just they knew if I go here, It might hurt, but I'm going to get rewarded, right? So,
and I don't even think it's like it's nastier in front now. Like, geez, the price is too high to pay. I think it's easier to get to the front of that in theory, isn't it? There's no catchers in the league anymore.
100% easier. You think of me back in the day when Chris Pronger was slashing you and hacking you in front of it, like hatchers, like you can't even do it anymore. It's you're either you'll get to the front or you'll draw a penalty because if the D is playing the way they did back in the day, they're going to get called. So anyway, it seems like a simple thing or an easy thing, but nobody does it as much. They'll stick handle the piss out of that puck in practice, but they won't go stand in front of the net and tip pucks.
We've complimented Mangiapane rounding into form. That's one of the areas you've noticed him more, is that net front, pushing D-men, shoves after whistles, being around the cage. That seemed to be missing in the first 20 games for him, I thought. In the last 20, 25, we've seen more of it. Now, it hasn't translated into a 35-goal pace, but it's certainly been a welcome sign to see him around it a little more.
He's engaged in it at least, yes. So
yeah. Princey, what do we know? Are we pulling shoot or are we working? Still waiting. Okay. Say that again.
Who won Tampa last night?
Well, you know what? We got a highlight in the Pinder report. Should we go there? Should we do Pinder report while we sort this out? Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. Let's do that. So last night we were at Village Honda. Village presents the Pinder report. We love that every day. The nonsensical topics of the sports universe. Before we get into the news, let's take you live to Village last night for the unveil. Boomer and I were there with the Wolverine. They got a big crowd in to see the unveiling of the new 2023 CRV Hybrid special night. Pretty cool car. Let's roll the video. See what we got. As we're up in the Northwest.
Holy.
You ready for this?
Oh,
so there's the pictures. There's Jason on the right on the mic talking about it. That's after it was unveiled, and they actually wheeled it out underneath that curtain. And yeah, there's I still want the motorbike. That motorbike looks good. I think that's a 1970 Honda motorcycle. They're like, please don't get on that, sir. Okay, I'm just pretending to be on it. They also thought I was homeless, so I get that. It's not their fault. We had a good time last night. Good to see Anthony and the gang up there. And the new CRV. Here's the deets on it. 8 till 6 today and tomorrow. You want to check out the new CRV Hybrid? Get up to Village Honda, check it out. They're really excited about it. The Honda brand's obviously a very strong one, a good one. And this hybrid, big things happening. Couple off the block last night. Get up there. Check them out. Okay, where do we start in the Pinder report? How about the Calgary Flames and Tampa Bay Lightning? It was an off day yesterday for the Flames, and I have bad news to report, Rhett. Daryl has gone back to the old lines at practice today. Lucic with Kadri and Huberdeau on the second line. I believe the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Sure, they got some decent results early against bad teams like San Jose and Anaheim. I don't like this line, and I haven't liked them for a while.
You look at that lineup, and you can go the fourth line, you go, okay, whatever. I mean, most fourth lines aren't, they serve a purpose, but they're not your focal point. And then you go up there. Oh, Backlund, Coleman, man, absolutely. Love that line. Yep. Great line. Really good. You go to the top line, Lindholm, Toffoli, Dubé. I actually like that line. That sounds like a good line. And then you have Kadri, Huberdeau, and Luch. And it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Is Daryl making painful. A point? Or is Daryl saying
I think he believes it, Ryan. I think he believes it. I think he believes that this is what he has to do. There's obviously something going on there where he feels like he's got to put those guys together. Maybe he thinks Luch. I don't know. I don't know why they're slotted in this way, but he believes it and he has a plan for it. And I don't know what's going on behind the scenes to make him want to do this, but clearly he's committed.
It's just odd because he healthied Luch at times this year. Luch has had some turnover problems early, and I'm not saying take him out of the lineup. I'm just saying that's not the right spot for him in the lineup. Like, would it be such a huge travesty if Walker Duehr fell out of this lineup and Luch slid onto the left side of that fourth line? Would that really be too much? I just, these think tank pieces out there, where is the room for Jacob Pelche? Like, oh, I don't know. Where do you aim the hammer? On the nail? Like, there's one place for him in this lineup. It's really simple. Daryl doesn't want to do it.
And it seems odd because I'm with you. And to be quite honest, you know, Daryl, the organization, they're going to want Pelche, who we're talking about, to be protected somewhat as well, right? Well, if Kadri and Huberdeau can't carry a kid, then they shouldn't be getting paid what they're getting paid, right? Like, to be honest with you, that should be an easy spot for that kid to go play.
It's a perfect spot.
Now,
and
maybe they think, well, the expectation, maybe they think the expectations will be too high and blah, blah, blah. It's like, why? We always say, put a kid in a spot where they can succeed. And if Kadri and Huberdeau can't, first of all, if he can't keep up with them, then he's not a fourth line guy. So you don't want him in a lineup to kill penalties and play 5 minutes. You want him in a point-producing role. Kadri and Huberdeau and Pelche should be a point-producing line, and he doesn't have to carry the mail. Like, those other two should be carrying the kid. He should be a nice supplement to them. For the life of me, I would revamp the whole thing. I know that Daryl, it's easy for me to say, and I know that Daryl likes his veterans, but I would have Lucic and Lewis out of there. I'd have that big Russian down the middle. I'd put Ruzicka on the other wing, and I would put Pelche on that Kadri Huberdeau line. I do not need to see veterans anymore. Veterans have got you to barely playoff position. Oh, I think we're not in playoff position, right? So all of this BS and bullshit about, well, they got rings and they know how to win. They ain't effing doing it. They're not winning, and they're not leading your team, and they're not showing the way. It's BS now. Throw it out the window and go with something else. Give it a try. If that fails, how hard is it to go back to Lucic and Lewis? Like, it's a great point. Easy. It's so easy to go back.
Play that on social today. Like, that's exactly the rant. Oh, the veterans you trust so much have got you where? Below average net minding, not enough scoring, and a team that really seems to be lost at the wheel in terms of energy levels and motivation. Sorry.
Yeah, you think you're putting a bunch of young kids. The story from the Dome is always the same BS too. Oh no, the guys are excited. They're great. Love each other. Kiss my, you know what? Put some young kids in. Put some young kids in there with some bloody energy. Go watch again. I'm here, so it rings true to me. Go watch the Buffalo Sabres. They got a bunch of young kids that are flying around the ice, piss and vinegar everywhere. Maybe that's what Kadri and Huberdeau need, is a young kid to come in and get them. Holy shit, this is awesome. Oh my God, you guys, this is great. Come on, guys. Right? Like, feed off of that. Do you think Lucic and Kadri are like, hey, let's really ramp up the energy this game?
Tonight's the night.
Right? Like, no. So,
okay, we'll move.
Sorry.
We got to keep rolling. Quick glance at the Tampa line. Great rant. Love it. It's been a lot of that around Calgary. I'm sure you've missed it. That's a team that looks like everyone's slotted properly. Yep, that's a good hockey club. There's Corey Perry on the fourth line. That'd be fun. Oh. That goes tomorrow, 1:00 start from the Dome. Here's a look at your divisional standings. I think, without question, Dallas, Winnipeg, Minnesota, and Colorado are playoff teams. I think they're all in. That means you got to get in the top 4 in the Pacific. Here's how the Pacific looks today after an Oilers victory last night over the Lightning. Flames going to have to catch one of these teams. Luckily, okay, the Oilers win, but LA lost. They got pumped by Dallas. Things to consider in the Pacific Division. Vasilevsky, a big save on McDavid last night. Rhett, I've got plans for you in Florida. That's where I want to go next. You see my shirt? It's tropical. This is beachwear. Wife brought it back from Australia.
You'll be right, mate.
I'm going to loan this to you. Here's what you're going to be doing in Florida because you're heading down for All-Star Weekend. They got a beach party for the Rhettster. Are you down with a good beach party?
As long as it's fully nude.
Well, it's brought to you by Truly, not nude, but so be it. Oh. There you go. You can't do this in Winnipeg or Calgary, hey? The old January/February beach party. There is something neat about Miami. Last couple notes of Pinder report. Brooke Henderson, 4 birdies to start the day. She's in first place at the first LPGA event of the year. That's pretty good.
She's my favorite Canadian athlete.
She's phenomenal. She's really good. And I think we have a live look at the leaderboard. Is that right, Tam Man? Or do we not have that? We don't have that. Okay, so she's kicking ass. She's in first place at last check. Have you seen the travel the LPGA has to do? Have you seen this before? Okay, this is their whole world tour in a globe graphic. Watch this. They start in Florida. Let's just watch this. Oh yeah, all the way over the globe to Thailand. Yeah, good. Okay, now we're going to Singapore, up to China, all the way back. Yeah, okay, looks like your southern states. Yeah. Oh, California, back over Hawaii. Now all the way back. Okay, Texas, back to California. Okay, Northern California, all the way back over to the East Coast, back towards the West, back to the East, down the coast on the East, Midwest, back to the East Coast, back to California. Like, who designs this shit? This is a nightmare. Oh, now we're going to go over to France. Yeah. Oh, now the UK. You want to talk about a 5-game road trip coming back being groggy? They're back to North America now. Look at this shit. Are you kidding me? No, Spain.
Can this end, please? Like, how many are there?
Look at this. Now Japan, South Korea. Oh my gosh. Hockey players are never allowed to whine about travel to someone that plays in the LPGA. Look at this. Back to Florida where they started. Good work, guys.
How many miles is that?
It's like you couldn't pick a more circuitous route to circle the globe. But tip of the cap to the ladies and to Brooke, who's having a great start to her season in Tournament 1. We got some video of your indoor soccer league, Rhett. We know you're a big rec soccer guy. Let's take a peek. You looked like you were in trouble in net here, but my goodness, somehow, some way, you got the white jersey on the left. Let's have a look. Nice to play it away. Good work there.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Wide open. Oh, you swing and a miss. Oh, no, not in. Back in front. Oh, gosh. No, post. Oh, I missed again. That's how you do it. You need a little luck. The post.
That is you guys in Jasper. That's what you guys.
Oh, please don't be. Please don't be. Let us.
Boomer is right there. Look at him. Oh,
you had it, Boom. You had.
Oh. Down.
Also, Stephon Diggs of the Bills, the wide receiver, he was watching TV in bed the other night and happened to come across the slapping world championships. Let's have a watch.
Oh my God. This is.
Have you seen these? These are
vicious. They right here smacking the shit out each other. Watch this right here. Oh my gosh. There's some new shit on TV. Oh shit.
Oh.
Look at Joe, they trying to get the famous shit off the smacking the shit out of somebody. Oh, she's talking
about it's the NFL, Rhett, but this was
Joe right here level. Saying he gonna get the famous. Let me see something. Let me see what Joe got. Hold up. Joe got the big forearm.
This guy that looks like Big Earn. I feel like he can take it, Rhett.
He ain't really bringing no power with the right there situation. Let me see. Oh. All right, tighten up. Yeah, all right. Just get your legs back, yo. Don't say you getting famous. Oh.
I don't know how people do this.
Get it together. All right. I'm giving Yo the platform. You want it? Here he is. Let me see, yeah.
Look at his cheeks already blown up. Oh, got him. Ow. That's a hit.
Come on, get up.
That's your Pinder report
Craig.
today.
Get up, Craig.
For
get up.
Village Honda.
Get up, Craig.
It's easier to get to Village Honda than it is to do well in the slapping world championships. Rhett, check out the new CRV Hybrid, the 2023. Yikes. And their faces just blow up like balloons immediately. It takes a lot to get famous, I guess, these days.
Does it? Does it take a lot, or you just have to be stupid?
Well, if taking a slap to the face is a lot, it does. But you're right. Yeah, if you're just an idiot and you don't mind getting hit in the face, it's easy, I guess. Yeah. I believe we have Kevin Whittler. He's gone. You gone? Yeah, too much. Timing didn't work. That's all right. We'll try him next week. That's fine. No sweat. I do have one more piece of video then, if that's the case, for the Pinder report. You know that deer, elk, moose, caribou, they shed the antlers, right? I don't know when or why, but you can find them on the ground somewhere sometime. There's a guy in New Brunswick that has a drone and actually got footage of a moose shaking the antlers. Let's have a look here. I thought you'd like this. You're a big, mountaineer and stuff. So this is a drone from above. We're looking down at a moose here. Just a little boogie, a little shimmy shake. Whoop! That crazy?
I actually saw a video of this from like a doorbell cam.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw. But yeah, they do just a big shake and off they go.
Yeah. And there is. That's nice set for the by the fireplace there, eh?
You can sell those things too. A lot of people go out and tramp through the woods and look for antlers. I'm not.
You found him because you had the drone watching. That's easy. Yeah. You just said I just followed the moose prints and it was there. Cool. Do you have any taxidermy? Any antlers at any of your numerous vacation abodes?
No.
You gotta have something.
Every time I love it. Every time
fireplace. Come on.
Every time you go fishing, you catch a fish. Oh, you should get that mounted. That'll be great. Oh, that's a real amazing. I've never seen one that big. Shut up. Spent $8,000 to get some stupid shark put on my wall. No thanks.
Yeah. Well, next time I see antlers, I'll think of you. I know your folks might enjoy that up at the cabin. Hey, what does it cost to get a fish put up? I feel like it's like the fishing trip might be just as expensive as getting one of those things put on a wall.
I think it's expensive, and then try getting the thing home.
Yeah. Well, if it's real big,
like,
if it's some minnow, but then you don't want to frame it.
Yeah. So what are you doing it for?
What are you doing it for? You know what that gets me thinking about, though? Cabins and the outdoors and rustic places, tannas. You missed a good night the other night. Did you see the video when we brought the tan man? Boom and I did a little.
Did the tan man attack the food? It looks like a bit of a fat.
He was
bastard.
very polite and he waited for us to eat. But let's have a look. You'll get some visuals here. So this is that's the yes.
No double dips.
No double dips, Dino. Look how happy he is. Hey?
Is he having a pint?
Dip. He's got a pint to his left hand. All right, yeah. We were there on Tuesday, which is Taco Tuesday. Now, I don't know if you remember the last time you and I had tacos. Have a listen here.
With hot sauce was in Mexico, and he was gone for about 12 hours. We didn't know where he was. He couldn't leave the bathroom.
Spoiler alert, I was on the toilet.
Yeah, we laid the hot sauce on. That was a fun night we had.
I loved that night. But I can remember being in Mexico knocking on your door because we couldn't find you. And I was actually starting to go,
I couldn't take 10 steps. I had to stay close, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And as the story went, we were out in Puerto Vallarta and we're going to a taco place, but it's very popular, very busy, lots of gringos there. So it's lined up a bit. It's okay. We're on our way. It's a little street taco station on like some dirty little alley just a block away. And I'm like, Rhett, like this is as authentic as it gets. You want the real Mexican taco experience. My treat. These are cheap ones. I got the pesos out. I got it, Rhett. Don't even worry. Get a couple of them. You do the old fake bite, throw it on the ground. I eat mine. And I'm like, Rhett. And he's like, dude, come on. I can't get sick. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this is legit food here. And Rhett wasn't on the toilet the next 2 days, and I was.
I did that in China once. I bought something from a street vendor, and it went poorly.
Yeah. So. They're probably doing their best. I don't know that it's their fault, but
I'm sure it's not deliberate, but
yeah,
be smart.
Nonetheless, ramifications. So here's what you need to know about Montana's. They got their daily deals, right? So there's a drink deal every night. Tuesday was the day we were there. Tuesdays is Taco Tuesday. We know Wednesday, all you can eat ribs. Monday, half price wings. This is the deal right here, fellas. Sunday.
You should go Sunday and try that burger. Yes, go try that burger and watch the football game. I think that's your Sunday.
They're bringing back the watch party. They're bringing back the viewing party. Hey, you can take it out on Sunday for 15% off, or you can hang in, saddle up at the bar, They'll have the game on. It's the place to be cheering on your favorite team while enjoying half-price wings on Monday. Yeah, all you can eat ribs on Wednesday. Maybe just a nice cold beer. Gotta love it. And those $5 tacos when you get a beverage. That was a move. I don't mind Tuesday on the old weekly calendar for that.
How
that right
hot is the hot sauce? Was it? Because I remember in Mexico,
it was good.
There was some hot sauce.
Yeah, I do like the more varieties is good because then you can sort of figure where you're flying too close to the sun and then back it off a little. They had a Montana sort of spicy barbecue sauce, and then they had a couple other ones. And Montana's one was really good. Nice flavor, not too hot. Didn't send me to the washroom too quick. The new comfort menu's out right now. They got a pot roast soup, Chipotle firecracker burger, buttermilk fried chicken, mac and cheese, and the apple crisp to finish. Do you want to guess who ordered the apple crisp? Give you one guess. Do you want to guess how many spoons he asked for? There was 3 of us.
One? Just one?
He asked for 3. Do you want to guess how many spoons got used?
1?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. 2 for 3. Not bad. So, there you go. Check it out. The new menu.
My father-in-law would crush that. I would crush that.
The apple crisp.
I needed comfort.
All of the above?
I needed comfort food this morning when I woke up and my head was about to.
Felt like a church bell.
Yeah.
Do you have any more details from last night? I know we talked a little bit about it in the pre-show, but it was Ryan Miller retirement night. You weren't at the game, or you weren't part of the ceremony, but then you caught up with the after party.
Yeah, they were going to a bar afterwards. Everyone. So I played with JP Dumont and Timmy Connolly, and there was a whole whack of guys. There's lots of guys there. So went down and met up with those guys afterwards. Like I said, I didn't go to the game or the ceremony, but apparently it was really good. And also I was talking to that Dylan Cousins. All the Sabres came over afterwards, coaches, and what a goal he scored, and what a kid. I can tell you, just everyone loves talked to him for 5 minutes. He's just one of those quality individuals.
Yeah. Well, I remember we had Rob Ray at some point in his rookie season, and I think he went sort of 3 to 5 somewhere in there in that draft class. What is he, from UConn? He's the first guy in the NHL from UConn, I believe. And Rob Ray is like, this is the guy. Like, everyone loves this kid. He doesn't need a letter. He's a leader. He could wear a letter, whatever. He's just one of those guys that you're like, this guy gets it. Super down to earth, humble, works his tail off, does the little things. Like, he was raving, and that was his rookie a couple of years ago. I think, there's a lot of talk about Tage. There's a lot of talk about Darlene and Powers and, Jeff Skinner. I think Cousins a really big part of that. He's one of those guys that he doesn't need the press clippings, but he's there every night doing the little things.
That Darlene's an awesome dude too. We talked with him for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like the vibes are good there, man. And it's been a while since I feel like the vibes are good there.
The vibes are awesome. They have a good group, and they're all on the same page, and I can tell you they are having fun. 100%.
Donnie Granato, hey?
Yeah.
They spent all the money on Ralph Kruger. They've ripped through coaches there a ton, and there was Donnie right under their nose the whole time. Love it.
Yeah. And it's a great vibe they have, and they've really bought into, we've got to be part of the fabric of the community. And I think the Bills are that way, and the Sabres are that way, and it's a pretty good sports scene going on here in Buffalo right now.
And I think, like you mentioned, Pegula was there last night. I feel like, they had a rough ride, and, hey, was it Darcy Regier? No, it was Darcy the GM.
Started with Darcy Regier.
Hey, here's all this money. Murray. Spend all this money. And it was Christian Ehrhoff, and it was Billy Leno, I want to say. It was huge.
The guy from Philly. Leno.
And it was like, geez, like Darcy's been over the budget for 10, 15 years, whatever, his whole career. And now you're telling him to blow his brains out. And then it was coaching change and of the fallout with Eichel. And it just felt like it was, geez, these Pagulas. Maybe they aren't right for this. But I feel like they're getting some PR wins here.
Well, they haven't had, since purchasing the team, they haven't had anything good happen. They didn't win the lottery, the tank.
They got Eichel, not
season.
McDavid. Yeah.
Eichel's an ass. They had to get him out of there. They did that. Didn't work out. Like, it's been, Tim Murray was no good. What's his name? Oh, the next GM after Tim Murray. He was at Pittsburgh. The Team Canada, 4 gold medals. Botterill. Yeah, that was no good. The coach was no. It's been a shitty decade of ownership for this group, for the Pagulas. And I think they were kind of getting fed up with it. And now it's turning the corner. And I hope, and I hope and I think that they're starting to enjoy it. I think they've always loved owning the Bills. That's been fun for them because it's NFL and it prints money. So blah, blah, blah. But with the Sabres and having 6,000 people in the arena, and you're probably losing money in certain ways. I'm sure they're not going broke, but it's just a bad vibe. And now this team has totally turned the corner and everyone loves them again.
I feel like that team's coming. The only problem is I think Detroit's coming. I think Ottawa eventually will figure things out. I think Montreal's on the upswing, and I still don't think Toronto's going away. Boston's going away. Tampa's going away. Florida's getting near the end of a tough cap spot. They'll have more money to spend. That division's the best in hockey. Like I hope they get in because everyone loves that market. It's passionate fans. It's not the white collars strolling out halfway through the period because they're hanging at some sushi bar in the restaurant like it is Toronto. Everyone loves that building when it's rocking. And, they're kind of flirting with the bubble this year, but I'm hoping next year they're in. This league is awesome when Buffalo, that building's rocking.
Yeah, it is good. So, but you're right. There's too many good teams out here. It's like just getting in is saying something. So this year's a success already. And that Thompson deal, if he plays this way, is one hell of a deal.
It makes up for what we thought was a horrible deal with Skinner, which actually turned out to be fine. If Skinner's going to be a 30-goal guy, you can pay him that. And to be fair, if Thompson was coming up this summer as a U or had arb rights, he could be a $12 million guy. It's wouldn't you pay him what you'd pay Pasternak or something in the same neighborhood? Maybe the track record's not as long, but explosive, he's younger. It's crazy.
You watch him, and I was thinking about him yesterday, and it was I'm like, how do you manage him? Because he's so big, he's awesome on a penalty kill. Right?
Oh, really?
You have to play him on the penalty kill because he takes up so much ice to knock down passes.
Well, and if you spring him, he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a first unit power play guy for sure. And you have to play the piss out of him 5-on-5 because he's so good. He's got to chew up a lot of ice, this guy. How do you manage his
superstar problems? How do you do it? Yes. I got to play this guy a lot. He's really, really good at everything. So. Yeah. Okay. What do they got coming up? Are they on the road? Or are they at home? You going to games?
No, they have the 4 regulation win Anaheim Ducks coming to town Saturday afternoon, noon start. Oh, they got 5 now.
Big change since yesterday. Who did they beat? It was rock bottom for a team as they lost in Anaheim last night. Do you want to have that? I should.
I hope.
I'm going back to look last night.
Partying all night and
Columbus. It was Columbus. It was Johnny Cheese Pizza. It's rock bottom for the Blue Jackets. They just surrendered the 5th regulation win in the entire league to Anaheim. So Rhett, watch out Monday. Columbus will be mad.
There is a lot of junk out there right now too, isn't there? You look at Vancouver and you laugh.
Disaster.
Anaheim 5 wins.
Disaster.
What?
Well, poor Pat Verbeek you walk in and it's what do I got here?
But at least
I will say this about Columbus.
Yeah.
They're missing a lot of good players. But the problem is they're capped out and they're missing a lot of good players and they're not good. We'll get to it in a moment, but yeah, I don't think anyone thought they'd be this bad. It's been rough. Goaltending, no.
You don't sign Gaudreau to
if you think you're last.
Rebuild, right? No.
We got a new partner on Barn Burner Retro. You excited?
I would be more excited if I was there.
McLeod Law is coming on board. We're going to present an injury report once a week, and we're working on some other fun stuff with them as well. Stay tuned. Going to meet with them hopefully next week and get that ironed out. And it's a good segue talking about Columbus. They're in town Monday. Tampa's in tomorrow. Injury report for McLeod Law. We're going to do it once a week. Calgary Flames, here's what you need to know. Brett Ritchie, undisclosed injury on IR. We know that. Oliver Shillington still away for personal reasons, which remain personal reasons in Sweden. Seravalli chatted with us last week. that he's skating. We don't know how regularly, but he's skating a little. And the expectation is that not likely he'll be back this year, which is a shame because the Flames, sometimes less is more. And I feel that way about Michael Stone right now, if you get my drift.
Love you, Stoner. But yeah.
And look, he's the best Michael Stone he could be. This is a guy that hardly played for 2 years. He lost a whole season to those blood clots. He's an asset to the organization, but I think ideally he's your 7th defenseman, not number 6. And
dude, 4 years ago,
it's not.
4 years ago, I was talking to him at the Dome, and he was talking about what he was going to do at the end of the season after he retired.
Yeah,
play in the NHL.
Fair. He's the best Michael Stone he could be. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
So McLeod Law's onside for the injury report. That's the Calgary story. Tampa is in great shape. I don't know if, they don't win in Edmonton last night, but rolling. I think they were the team that snapped that Seattle 8-game winning streak. They throttled Vancouver, I think, with their backup in the other night. Rudolph Balcers is on a conditioning stint. They claimed him off waivers earlier this year. Everyone else is healthy. And that's not been the story with Tampa over the last 3-4 years. It's like, Stamkos is gone, Kuch is gone. And it's allowed them to do some fun things with the cap. Points playing on one leg. They're actually healthy now. Look out tomorrow at 1 at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Monday, here's what I was alluding to for McLeod Law. The Columbus Blue Jackets, no Jacob Voracek, no Jake Bean, no Yegor Chinnikov, no Zach Werenski, who we think is done for the year. Alex Texier is in the personal assistance program of sorts, or the dealing with some off-ice issues. The PA in the league helping him through that. He's not playing. And somebody, Danforth, who is apparently an NHLer, is out as well. It's an ankle for Bean, by the way, or for Chinnikov. I'm not saying they're a playoff team, but that's 6
Where
guys.
Are
They're all hurt, and they're bottom 3 in the league.
Bottom 3 in the league now. So
it's them, Anaheim, and I think Chicago is your Bedard heavyweights. Which
is Johnny putting up points? I haven't even checked.
I think Johnny's been Johnny, but he's playing with Boone Jenner and Gustav Nyquist, not Matthew Tkachuk and Elias Lindholm. So I don't think much has changed with Johnny. The coach pared back his minutes a couple of weeks ago and had some comments in the media, but he's still putting up points. I feel like this could have worked out differently and better for both the Flames and Johnny.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Now, it's a 7-year commitment. They've got a good young system. I think everyone thinks the world of Jarmo or Jarkko Kekalainen and his ability to draft and develop. But yeah, they're rough right now. And Erik Gudbranson is paid to be a top 4 guy. When he showed us last year, he's the perfect third pair guy. And sometimes it's fit, style, and slotting. And I don't know that any of that's looking good for Gudbranson right now. 4 years.
I can't imagine, but I'm sure he's like Stone, doing the best Gudbranson he can do.
Yeah, exactly. So that's your injury report for McLeod Law, equipped to succeed. You can head to the website, check them out. And I'm excited to have McLeod Law on board a couple times a week here on Barn Burner moving forward. How's Trev? How's your bro? Have you checked in with the family? How are the folks?
Can McLeod Law help me with my immigration matters?
Can you tell us what's happening
Should
here?
I phone them?
Does this have anything to do with your bad mood yesterday? Did you get any bad news on the immigration front?
No.
Okay.
How's my brother? Who cares? He's a dope. He's coming down here. He's bringing a crew down here to go to a Sabres game. They play a lot of afternoon games here.
Yeah.
Last week they did. This weekend they are. That weekend they are. They've had a few already. I like that. We don't get that in Calgary as often.
Well, I feel 2 ways about it. As a parent, I like the afternoon games because there's not a lot, to your point. So when you have one, you're like, well, I got to get tickets for those and take the kids. And I know already all this week, I'm of that age now. A lot of buddies have kids. It's like, hey, Saturday at 1, who's taking kids? Where are we meeting? Do you want to go early for warm up? The kid's got a poster. It's always exciting when it's not way past your bedtime to go to a game. I also think the bean counters at the Flames know they sell a lot more beer at an 8 o'clock start on Saturday than they do at 1 p.m. So I get it, and I think there's a fine balance. I really like what they've done with the Family Day game. I think it's a bunch of years now. or the vast majority of that holiday Monday where they've had a matinee start. And this year it's a 2:00 Monday against Philadelphia. But you're right. Some of these U.S. markets, like Philly especially, like they love, especially after NFL season, those weekend, matinee or midday starts. But here it's like hockey nights kind of the vibe. In the States, maybe it's just afternoon and fill the void that football's gone.
I think you're right. It is. I never thought about it that way, where it's like down here in the States, they seem to not be too, like NFL games, they sell plenty of beer, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe maybe
like we're getting
people aren't as, let's have a few and we get to bed early here instead of staying up
That's
late.
Right. Yeah. If you put
bars
me down
open
at
till
8,
Ryan,
I'll be sober by 8 a.m.
Bars open till 4 a.m. is just evil.
Oh.
It's evil and nasty, and I have to get that law changed. I never want to see the 4 o'clock ever. Ugh.
So I feel two ways about it because I'm always mad when they try to kick me out at 2:45. Like, sir, last call was 45 minutes ago. The cleaners are here in 20 minutes. You need to get your ass out of here. And I know you ordered a table full of beers, but you have to leave now. And then I don't like that they close at 3 and last calls at 2. But then you go to places like Buffalo and you're like, oh my God, like the sun's coming up. What have I done? I'm an idiot. So I feel like it's for our own safety, right? It's kind of like measuring the shots in a triple.
But that's just it. Like when I woke up this morning after 2 short hours of sleep, it was like, not good. This is maybe if I had been booted out at 2:45, I would, that's another hour and a half of shut-eye for the Rhetster.
And less booze too, right? It's not like you started later because they're open later. Yeah. No. How was the snoring last night? Did you have the old Husqvarna out for the shoveler or what?
I crashed on the couch. There's no way I was making it upstairs, and I know from the dry mouth I had that it would have been really epic snoring. Just top performance.
That's a team player there, because that would not have been fun for the shoveler if you stumbled in at 5 with the chainsaw running. Now, if you're in Calgary, the solution for you is talk to your dope brother, get in with Dr. J. Patel at Outdoor Dental, and they're going to get rid of that snoring with the incredible technology they've got. Outdoor.dental is the website. Check it out. They're down in South Calgary, not far from where your pad is or used to be, whatever the story is there. They have the Solea laser. And they can help you with all kinds of things, no needles, no drills. The laser can do that. But better than that, how about no snoring? 2 15-minute treatments is all you need. That'll increase the tension in that soft palate that's flapping in there, especially when you're at the anchor bar till 5 a.m. or wherever you were. No surgery, pain-free, 2 15-minute sessions, snoring's gone. Check it out, outdoor.dental. With that revolutionary Solea laser. Gotta love that. Also, all the other great dentist work without needles and drills. Sounds like a win for everyone. Check out the website. Thanks to your boy, too. Your dopey brother, as you called him, connecting us with Dr. J. Now, we can tell people about the laser, and people ever are getting more sleep. Thanks to your brother.
He's really helpful. He's very helpful. Yeah.
When is he coming down? Is it Flames Sabres or a different weekend? Because I know the Flames head out there.
They're actually, he always does. He does a trip with his dentist buddies, and I think they're going to Detroit and then to this Flames game here. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking. That's Feb 9. They're in Detroit. That's a Thursday, and then Feb 11 is a Saturday. 12:30 start, Buffalo. Okay, so we had
Super Bowl Sunday the next day. Super Bowl Sunday.
What a
the next
weekend!
Day.
Jeez, that's perfect. Detroit, Buffalo, Super Bowl, little rest day in the middle, travel day. So Ask Rhett for Hope Street was yesterday. Someone asked, Rhett, I'm going to Buffalo. Like, build me the itinerary. What do I do? Where do I go? I think that was probably on the assumption that it's like a later in the evening. What do you do if the game starts at 12:30 in Buffalo with your brother? Like, is it a big brunch with some mimosas and Caesars or Bloody Marys? Give us your game day routine here.
That's what I would think. I would think you have a nice breakfast. Maybe, I don't know if it's mimosas or Caesars, whatever floats your boat, really. You have a couple drinks, and then you go for wings afterwards. You hit the party after the game.
Oh, in bed by 8, like you said. Get rested up for Super Bowl.
For Super Bowl, exactly, because the next day, if the Bills are in it, it's going to be wild here.
Did you see tickets went on sale for Kansas City, Buffalo if it happens? No, Kansas City has to be Jacksonville. Buffalo has to beat Cincinnati. Now, because of that game getting canceled between Cincinnati and Buffalo, it's played neutral site because that game would have determined, in theory, who would have had home field. So Atlanta's going to host, brand new stadium, couple years old, gorgeous, 70+ thousand seats, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Apparently, they sold 50,000 seats in the first 24 hours. Your thoughts on a potential Atlanta trip to see the Bills? Would that be up your alley, or stay away, you go to the Super Bowl?
There's a direct flight, and the Big Dope has a tournament in Detroit. I was hoping they'd go back to Detroit for a neutral site because then I could have tied it all together. But I'm probably home alone, so there's a good possibility I might find myself in Hotlanta purchasing one of those 50,000 ticket seat. Well, they got to get through, I guess. They got to get through.
They do.
There's a a lot of the talk down here, and I know it's probably up there a little bit, but all the, if you're not a Bills fan, everyone else is like, why the hell are the Bills having home field advantage? Like the way that Cincinnati Bills game ended with, DeMar
through the first quarter. Yeah.
A lot of people were saying that this game should be neutral site as well. And it kind of makes sense.
Interesting. On that note, let's get to our Betway Bets of the day. We are going to focus, it being Friday, on the NFL divisional weekend. Here's the slate. Saturday, Jacksonville, Kansas City, 2:30 Calgary time. That's followed by the Giants and Eagles. We noted it yesterday. 3 of the 4 teams in the NFC are NFC East teams. Giants, Eagles, Cowboys. So good year for the NFC East. So those are your 2 Saturday games. The Sunday games are Cincinnati, Buffalo, 11 o'clock Bills time.
No,
1 p.m. Calgary time. Is it?
No, 1 o'clock Calgary time, 11 o'clock. 1 o'clock Buffalo time, 11 o'clock Calgary time.
Nailed it. And then 4:30, it's the Cowboys after the win over Tom Terrific in Tampa, all the way to the other coast to face the Niners with Big Save Brock, who is that quarterback for San Fran. Let's take a look at the picks. We'll start with whichever board comes up first. All right, here's my picks. It's a lot of points for the Jaguars. Now, this line moved. This was 8.5 this morning when you put your picks in. It's moved, and I'll check again. There's been a lot of back and forth on this between Kansas City and Jacksonville. I don't particularly like Jacksonville, but Kansas City sometimes wins by just enough. And in the playoffs, I kind of think we could have some tighter games. It's a lot of points to lay there. If you're with Kansas City, I'm going to refresh and make sure our odds are up to date. But I'm going to take the Jaguars if they're getting 9.5 points to maybe lose by a touchdown. I think that's not crazy.
I'd sure like to see those guys win, but I don't know if they can.
Yeah, I think Bills fans would love to see Trevor Lawrence and that long flowing hair move on to the AFC Championship game. I'm with you on the Bills. I don't like this line. I really thought it'd be 3.5 or 2.5. I think Cincinnati's a very good team, but I'm with you on the Bills. Solidarity, brother. And I'm going to take 4.5 at the Cowboys, who I don't know. I feel like we got a close game here. We've had some good nail biters, and the NFL never seems to disappoint in big spots. Just updating the lines right now.
Do you remember last year's playoffs in the NFL and how crazy good they were? The games were epic.
Yeah, we had some good ones on Wild Card Weekend that came down to the final drive. There's a couple that weren't. I mean, Seattle, San Francisco looked like it was going to be great, and then they blew them out in the second half. 9.5 is the line for Kansas City. Buffalo is still 5.5, and it is still 4.5 for I will take the Cowboys there. So those are my picks. 3 of the 4 games there. We both stayed away from the Giants and the Eagles. Here are Rhett's picks. So we're opposite George on the first and third here. Tell me about Kansas City, the team you don't want to face if you're the Bills next weekend.
I say it all year, and I'll say it again. I'm the people that are doing the point spreads. They know better than I do, so I don't even. I don't take it into consideration. I'm just going with the gut. Come on, I don't even. But I don't want KC to win, so. But I'll bet on them because they're better than the Jags. And I actually really like San Fran. I think San Fran's a hell of a team.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about how good that defense is every year, no matter which coach leaves. They can seem to seemingly plug and play guys you never heard of at running back that perform. And then they bring in Christian McCaffrey, who we all heard of, and he's done really well. And to be fair, like they're on their third string quarterback. It doesn't really feel like that. They've Trey Lance gets hurt week 1 in a monsoon in Chicago. Jimmy Garoppolo goes down. This Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy's been pretty damn good. Does not look
when you
like
got
a rook.
McCaffrey and you got that dumbass Kittle that he seems like
tight end.
He's real hard to shut down. So
Debo Samuel, Ayuk, there's a lot of talent there. Cowboys D,
Bills.
We'll see. They're going to need some big plays.
All right.
So you got the Niners covering 4.5. All right. Any final words for you, Retro? It's a matinee tomorrow. I have a weird hunch that I feel like the fan base is at its lowest mark on the Flames. That road trip was overwhelming. They had a chance to make it a great road trip with 8 points out of 10. They lose to Nashville. They didn't play bad. Slow start against Colorado. They completely got big boyed by Colorado. Coach is saying they're in a different division. I think people are very fatigued about where Luch is at. People would love to see more of Vladar, but they're expecting Markstrom. Like, there's a lot of Daryl sure is stubborn type vibes around here. I wouldn't be surprised, given all that, if they came out and played really well tomorrow. And that might not be enough against a Tampa team that's healthy and rolling, but I don't know. It's I just have these weird vibes that when everyone's really hot on this team, they've cooled off. They haven't really stretched out a winning streak. When everyone's really cool on this team, they find a way to pick up more points and not string together losses in a row with great regularity. It's not going to be easy, but I actually think they might play well tomorrow.
Well, they'll play better than they did against Colorado because they won't be, they'll have settled back into being home. The issue being, I can't decide whether a early start is a benefit and it changes it up for them, or if it's a detriment where we don't need any change. We need some routine, and and the other thing, like you said, it's Tampa Bay. You can have a hell of a game and still lose. So
it's a tough open to the homestand. You have the last 3 cup champions in 2 games. Colorado on Wednesday, and then tomorrow it's the team that they lost in the finals, but the 2 years before they did win in the finals. And they've been to the Eastern Conference final like 6 times in the last 8 years or something. It's a wagon, and it's going to take a Herculean effort from the Flames. I think we'll see a good one. Let's hope they get some good goaltending. Sounds like hockey.
Come on, Markstrom. Let's see.
Let's go.
Shut the door. Let's see if you got it.
Good luck on the tickets. Enjoy the game. And hopefully we're talking about trying to book you a ticket to Atlanta and reserving you a seat at Magic City. Sound good?
Hopefully I don't have to go to Atlanta. Hopefully I could just buy a ticket right here at home and drive down to Orchard Park and enjoy the
because if Jacksonville wins,
that would be a real treat for the Redster.
That's a big ask.
I got a bartend on Saturday after the Sabres game too, so I got a tough weekend. Oh boy.
Are you wearing that mini skirt from Cowboys, or what are you doing?
No.
Okay.
No.
What's the event? You're bartending?
There's a charity that I was involved with when I played here. It's growing a lot. It was called Carly's Club when I started, and it's now called the Courage of Carly. And there's a new IPA beer that's been brewed in honor of the charity and all the money.
Charity beer. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to go and sling some of those around tomorrow after the game.
I'm here. If anyone has charitable beer that needs to be drank, I'm here to help the kids. Okay.
If your wife and kids hadn't been in Australia for the last 3 weeks, I was going to send you a ticket to come down and take in a Bills game with the Redster.
Yes.
But I didn't think Mama Bear would be too keen on old Papa Ryan saying, "Nice to see you. I'm out of here."
So my presents from Australia, I've got the Friday Hawaiian shirt, which is a lovely one, nice and thin. This will be good for summer. This is definitely Aussie wear. And I've got the press the button Aussie slang button. Are you ready for one as we say goodbye on a Friday? You beauty. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Johnny's back in town. Rhett, enjoy the Bills game. Best of luck. Boom, boom. Fat Boy, he'll be here as well. Thanks for watching and listening. Remember to 5-star share, tell your buddies, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we got an afterburner on Monday as well. Thanks to all our sponsors. Couldn't do it without all of you. The sponsors, the listeners, we're all in this together. Thanks a bunch. See you Monday.
Oilers suck.